Alan, it's great because we're having these big pink lines. All I can see is this sort of odd-shaped blob, which is obviously me. No comments, thank you very much. But as long as the odd-shaped blob is equidistant, see if I do that, I'm touching the, you can't see, this is all on film now, obviously. I'm touching the sides.
I was made by you, not work, Phil.
What, equidistant?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Moving on. Anyway, sorry Laura, and I'll edit this bit out for you. Anyway, we've been talking about building community. Okay. Now, when things like the local council and people like that try to build community, they look at three aspects of building community. Building community with individuals and providing for their needs. Building community by what they call sort of like service, by coming alongside people and trying to train them up so that they can do things for themselves. And then thirdly, it's like the political changes that are needed in society to make community better. So what we're going to do over the next couple of weeks is look at each one of those, and today we're going to be looking at building community in terms of the individual. So I just wanted to start off by asking the question, what are the needs of individuals in the community? What sort of things do individuals need to help them? And in helping them helps build community. Give you a simple one, very simple. Yep, Joe?
Patience.
Patience? Definitely. Definitely. I'm thinking in terms of actual things we can do to help people build community. But having patience, I think, is a very important thing whilst we do all that. So I totally agree. My thought, here's one to start you off with. How about when somebody needs individual help to do things? Like, for example, we have people out the back in D&H. They have carers. They have individual carers that come along and help them do things like the shopping. Okay, so that's helping an individual with their needs. What other things, though, in our community do people as individuals have as needs? Some of them we might be able to help with and others we might not. But patience in all things, Joe, you're absolutely right.
It depends a bit on the age group, but
yeah.
Older people, loneliness is very
Loneliness?
important.
Yeah. That's a very big thing, isn't it? Well, not just for elderly people, of course. Lots of people can be lonely because of all sorts of different circumstances. Yeah. And of course, that's one of the things we're trying to address with the meeting place, of course. Yeah. So loneliness. Yeah.
Encouragement.
Encouragement. What sort of encouragement, he says?
If they're in need of something, you can encourage them along the path they're seeking.
Yeah. So getting alongside a person, yeah, and then helping them to develop, yeah, or achieve things. So it might be doing particular things to help them, yeah. Okay. Any other things about individuals?
Just picking on the theme of the elderly and loneliness and the single mums or single parents.
Single mums, helping single mums, single parents, yeah.
Isolation in the communities and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Any other ideas? Well, that's helping individuals. I mean, some of the ideas I thought of were when people actually go into people's homes and they do cleaning for them, or ironing, or shopping, all those individual type things. Might be taking them to the doctors, might be helping them fill a form in. Don't know if any of you filled a form in recently? Don't they seem to be getting longer? Doesn't matter what the form is, they just seem to be getting longer and more complicated, don't they? And it's very hard filling forms in. Okay, so that's helping individuals. The second one is helping people develop. So it's taking a bit of what Sylvia was saying about encouraging, but actually setting up things to help people achieve things. Now I suppose in that example what D&H do is probably more along those lines, because D&H is about helping people to fulfil their potential, isn't it? And it might be starting off with something really simple, like being able to write their name, or even just be able to go down the shops, isn't it? But so there's a bit of a crossover between individual help and then making things to help a group of people. What other sorts of things in that sort of line do you think happens in the community? Setting up things to help groups of people. I think you mentioned did you say Sure Start?
Well, that would
Back
be
line.
for the single
Yeah,
parents.
single parents, yeah.
For any families that are struggling,
Yeah.
it's not just Sure Start, there's the other Home Start.
Home Start.
That's closing down. I heard.
Typical,
They're not
isn't it?
stop the funding, possibly.
Yeah. So, but again, it's setting things up to help groups of people achieve things, rather than actually getting alongside an individual on an individual basis. It's setting something up to teach people or to give them the environment to be able to do something. And the third one is sort of community action or politics. What sort of things do you think happen in politics to help people? Does anything happen in politics nowadays to help people? Bit of a moot point really, isn't it? Yeah? Sorry, Carol?
Similar to when Greenhouse was going to close down, everybody got together.
Local community action, yeah? Carol?
Yeah, same thing, but government, chooses what money goes in.
Yeah. So what happens if government doesn't actually start putting money where we think it should go?
I thought Sean's supposed to tell you about that.
Pardon?
He works in the greenhouse.
Oh, well, we've talked about the greenhouse before, Brian. Now this is what the government. What happens if the government doesn't do what we want it to do?
I don't think it will close.
Well,
If they got new people there.
yeah, and that was as a result of people getting together, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and setting up something to do that.
It's down to the people, not ordinary people, to try and get together
And it's creating a political movement to achieve things. I mean, in our history, one of the greatest examples of that was stopping slavery. And it took generations of devoted people using politics to change society to get rid of slavery. And sometimes we have to campaign as individuals and as a church in our political system to get the system changed if we believe it's wrong. So those are the three areas that we'll be talking about over the next sort of couple of 3 weeks, but from a biblical perspective. How individuals can be helped, how groups of people can be helped, and how as a church we can be involved in changing the system. So that's something for us to think about over the next few weeks. But today we'll be talking about helping individuals.